Okay.
Sorry, I answered the phone and it messed up for a second, but I'm
Oh,
ready now.
you're fine. Um, is Travis with us?
Yeah, we're here.
Okay. So let's first of all, let me apologize. I have got um, a massive set of wind chimes out in the yard, and we're getting a whole lot of wind right now. Can you hear those in the background?
Just barely.
Okay, well that's not too bad then. It sounds very overpowering to me, but my office is in like this little Three Seasons room, and
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of chilly out here, but you can hear those wind chimes when they're going crazy. But all right, so let's hook up, if you wouldn't mind, online. And the way we need to do that is to go to Auctionsoft. Actually, let me ask you this: have you logged into Auctionsoft yet?
Yeah.
Okay, so over on the left where it says your nav bar is at, find the one that says support,
Okay.
and then click that. And then there's a button right next to that when it opens up that says join virtual demo.
Okay.
And click that and then click me. And that should put us together.
Okay. It says tell your presenter this number. It says 10.
Okay. Okay, so now you are looking, at least on that tab, you're looking at my screen. So do me a favor, scroll down just a little, just a hair, and that'll give you a little bit more on my screen. That's good, right? Maybe up just a tad. All right, that's good. Now I'm going to make this disappear, go full screen. Now, can you see my screen? Is the size of the wording big enough and everything?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I've got your account open here and to the sale that's coming up with no images yet, and you're set to simulcast. So I'm excited about teaching you this. And so let's go into the back here. So here you are, and let's go to auctions. And under this managed sale, a couple things I see that we need to go over first of all. So this is a spring sale, March 7th, 10 a.m. Now that is when the first you're ready. You're going to give your opening announcements and start selling at that point, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Under settings, when we go to a simulcast, meaning you're going to have a live audience that's bidding against an in-home audience bidding online, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. This date and time here needs to match. We need to turn on online. So we are live. You're going to have a live audience. You're going to have an online audience, and you're going to do both of those at the same time. So on this situation, all three of these will be on.
Okay.
All right. That's not a big deal, but this opens up the tools to set this. Now it was, what was it? March 7th at 10. Okay, so March 7th, Saturday. And let's go in here to this 10 a.m. Okay, so that's done. We're not going to do a soft close. So if you were not going to be live to an audience and you wanted to do online, we would turn on the soft close and then select a time frame for the final countdown. So we'll skip that. But this one gives people the opportunity to bid ahead of time.
Okay.
All right. So when you start to post items, if you don't want them to be available for bidding until you get the whole list done, then we would just set this to be sometime in the future. But I'm assuming that as soon as you start posting things, you don't care if people start looking and bidding.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So, but that's what this extra time slot is for. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now, sales tax on this or no?
No.
Did you say no?
No.
Okay. And buyer's premium?
Online only.
Only on the online. Is
Ec-
that
Okay, so if a person bids and wins online, we're charging them a buyer's premium.
yeah.
Okay. If they bid online but then show up at your auction, what then?
If it closes on, if I sell it to an online seller, they're paying the buyer's premium. If they bid live and if they show up, if they bid,
Uh-huh.
pre-bid, and then they decide, well, I'm just going to go to the auction and buy, then
Yeah.
they won't have to worry about the buyer's
Okay.
premium.
Okay, so let's build this a different way. So your live crowd doesn't pay a buyer's premium, correct? So I'm going to turn this off and we're going to do it a little differently. All right. So let's go back to this. And under our company tab over here, under rates and settings and payments, I'm going to basically add a pay type where if the person is an online bidder, let's just say add BP, buyer's premium, and we'll do it at 13. Is that what you said?
10.
10, I'm sorry. Again, the wind chimes are really loud behind me. I'm sorry. All right. And then if they pay online with a credit card, you're collecting credit card through what? Yeah.
Right now it's Square.
Okay, so let's put Square in here. Now, and are you charging an extra processing fee of 3.5?
We typically do. So, yeah.
Is it 3.5 or is it 4?
It's 3.5.
Okay.
So if our bidder is bidding online and they pay with a credit card, are you including the 3.5 in the 10?
No, they'll be at 13.5% if they buy and pay with a credit card.
Okay. So theoretically, a person could win online, but want to come pay with a check when they come, and they would only be charged the 10%.
Correct.
Okay, so what I need to do is do another one of these here, and then do online bidder. How did I say that before? Let's see. I called it online bidder dash add buyer's premium with card. Let's do it that way. Online bidder dash add BP plus card fee. How's that? That'll be very descriptive to your staff. And then if they do that, it'll be the 10% buyer's premium plus the card fee. See how I'm doing that?
Yes.
And then we can check them out with an option with your staff, so you can get everything right there. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So now, I do want to recommend at some point, if you're going to be doing online and simulcast on a regular basis, that you get set up with our Stripe. And the reason for this is when you go to register for an online bid number and you're going to bid online, the system tries to charge people a $1 charge to their card simply to qualify the bidder as, a serious bidder. Most platforms do that. And then that card is on file. You could then hit that card to collect the payment at the end. If someone bids right now, they're going to be able to register or get a bid number. You could block them if you were paying attention to who was bidding, but theoretically, if they bid and they're not serious and they're just running people up for no reason, that credit card kind of makes a difference. Well, we don't connect to to Square, so there's no way for us to collect that card information. But if you upgrade to Stripe, which is very similar in fees to Square, then all of those features kick on. Okay. I'll let you chew on that a little bit, or if you have questions, let me know. You'd have plenty. This only takes about an hour to set up if you want to do it. It does not charge you a monthly fee unless you use it. Actually, it never charges you a monthly fee. There is no charge unless you use it, and then it's 30 cents per transaction and 2.9% of the total charged. Probably very similar to Square.
Okay.
Okay.
How do you collect on it, though?
It's the same way with your Square. It gets auto collected from your customer and put in your bank account the next day.
So does it have a card reader that we would get like for on-site auctions, or will we have to keep both?
You don't have to have. You can keep both Square and whatever. Most of the time we key in this because one of the benefits of this is the customer's doing it themselves from their phone. So they're keying it in themselves, and those rates still apply even with keyed entry.
So this would be like also for an in-person auction. If someone wanted to pay their invoice without waiting in line, we would need Stripe for that too, right?
That is correct. And that is, Auctionsoft has that. They can pay from their seat, but only if you're set up with Stripe.
Okay, I think I probably should go ahead and do that then.
So I will let you go through this because it's going to want bank information and EIN stuff and things like that. So at some point you come in here and you go through the process of upgrading. And then it takes maybe 60, well, let's say it takes 10 minutes with everything. And if you need my help, please let me know. I'll help you, but that's probably something you can do yourself. Okay? All right. So let's go back to auctions for a second and let's start talking about building the catalog. And there are several ways to build a catalog. Go ahead.
I didn't say anything.
I'm sorry. Okay. So there are several different ways to start building a catalog. Now, you can start with photos, upload photos, and then describe each photo as you're building the lots in sequential order. Or you can describe everything and then add photos second. Which do you like better?
Probably the describe then photos.
Okay, that I think is the easiest way to do it. So let's, do you know how many lots you're going to have in this sale?
Maybe up to 200.
Okay. All right. So let's assume that I'm going to do this. All right. I come in here. Once I have everything set, I'm going to come down here to this little blue button that says pre-clerk the catalog. Okay. So when I click that, it's going to open up this tool. Now let's just say your first consignor is number 21. The lot is 1. It's going to auto increment here. And your first is, just a gun. Now, you can put a lot of detail in here, but it's mostly about the title. So, maybe it's an AK-47 or an AR-15 or a 38 special, whatever it is. But all the details then go down here about the gun. You can then, give it a condition. Your minimum bid is a reserve. I'm sorry, your minimum bid is the starting price. So most people just start at $1 and let it run, or $0. If it has a reserve, like this gun is not going to sell unless it brings, $150. Please put that in there. Estimated low and estimated high. There's no functionality with these two. It's simply something that shows up near the description to kind of give your bidders an idea of what you believe this item is worth. Okay, that's the only function there. If you put nothing in here, this doesn't even show up. It's just kind of deleted from the layout. Okay.
Yeah, will they see the reserve?
No.
Okay.
No. Only your staff will see that. Okay. So let's go on. Let's just say this is a nice gun, and we do have a buy it now feature, but I assume that you're not going to use that. If you're going to ship these, is anything going to be shipped, or are you just going to not ship on this?
We do not ship. That's all responsible on the buyer's side, and
Okay.
they will have to. All we do is drop a gun off with an FFL dealer, and they have to handle it from there.
Okay. All right. So let's say that we're ready to do this, and let's click the submit button, and it just popped up over here in the first item. Let's do another one. The system assumes the same consignor, incremented lot, next gun. And, this one's really nice. That's in fair shape. I'm not starting it. I could start this at, $25. There's a reserve of this one on $250. Let's put this in here just so you can see what I'm talking about. I think it'll bring between $200 and $300. Okay. Nice gun. Whoops, gun. All right. And submit. All right. So you can see how easy it is to build the catalog. And then when you've got all of these in these 200 items up, then you come back to this list and you edit it, item 1, and you go over here. And I don't have any guns, but I'll just do some, let's say it's this. All right. And then I can add some supporting images. So let's say this one, whoops, this one, and this one are different views of that gun. Okay. So this box or this page that's popped up here is all about this first lot. Okay. Um, you can come back to this page if you want to update into the, maybe you put the wrong consignor number on it, or you changed the estimated high and low price, whatever that might be. But so there's a button here. You can even add video. Let's say you wanted to make a little video of a really expensive gun, and it just helps to have video. You can just add a video. Now this is a YouTube embed link, and then it will show up on the front end, and I'll show you that here in a second. Okay. Now, sure, stop me.
I got a question about the cataloging part. If you go back to the other screen you were just at, okay, it shows the consignor 21 and then lot number 1 and lot number 2. So what if I'm 100 lots in, and a consignor, a new seller shows up, they want to sell a gun, and instead of that gun selling at number 2 or number 80, it's worth more money and I want to sell it farther up in the list. Can I do that?
Absolutely. So let's explain that. So the next seller is 99. We want it to be lot 1A. Okay. So you're going to insert that between 1 and 2. Okay. So this is the, whatever, AK-47. And let's go through the motions here. And poof. Now, this column right here is the order of the sale. This column here is the lot numbers. Now, I've put 1 should be between 1 and 2. Or sorry, 1A should be between 1 and 2, right? So once I have it in the list, I can just go in here and edit the order and tell it I want it to be 150. Think dollars and cents. I want it to be between 1 and 2. So once I do that and go back and refresh my list, then now 1A has been inserted here. Exactly what you described. It's easy to do to be just for that reason. So maybe you wanted all the AKs to sell in order, but they came in and you didn't know this one was coming in. You can just insert it, but call it a letter. So 1A, 1B, whatever. Make sense?
So like when it comes to the order number, I basically could do, like if I wanted it to be right after the 1A, I could do 1.51.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so think about it as a dollar and cents. What comes next? And anything between here, it'll just slip in there. Yep.
All right.
Okay. Now, if you get into the habit of doing these all the time, we actually have the ability to do a mass upload. Like some people want to build this list on their computer in an Excel file. That's just the way they like to do it. I believe this is just as simple. But once you get to use it, there's some other features that you can use. Then you can upload.
Really nice to be able to catalog it on the fly.
Yes.
And then set the sell order as
Correct.
As you're ready
Correct.
to be.
Correct. And then there's this feature here where I can actually send you a link. And when you open, is that your phone number there, Travis?
It is.
Okay. If I click this, it will send you a link to this right here. And you can actually just, like you're texting a friend, you can actually build the list on your phone as you're walking around taking pictures.
Okay, that's handy.
Yeah, very nice little tool. So you build the list with your phone, walk around, let the system know. It's best if you let the system assign the lot numbers. And then after that, you can go, and I don't know if you have a Dymo printer, but you have the ability to print labels if you want to. If you're going to do this all the time, it will really save you time to do that in the future. But all right, so this is how you create the list. And there's no limit to this. You can just let it go. So a couple hundred items is fine. When you're ready, you can print the list on plain paper. Now, this is more for you. But there is also a way that your customers have a print button on the front end, and they will be able to print all of your terms and conditions and everything. In fact, let's just go do that real quick. Let's go here to settings and tell the system we want to allow the public to print the catalog. So I'm going to turn that on. And as soon as I go out here and refresh the page, let's find you down here. Now I can print the catalog with all your terms and conditions here and about your information about your sale. So if people wanted to, and they're going to come to this sale of 200 guns and they wanted to make notes about the gun or however they want to do it, it's really nice for them to be able to do that. So the system is creating this printable list as you go.
Okay.
All right. Now, here's what the front looks like. I only uploaded pictures to one, but actually let's go back and I'll show you another one that's running right now. This guy right here is a sheriff in northern Indiana, and he works for the banks when they go to repo. So this is a sale that's running currently. And so he's got a video up here of this Jeep, and here's all his supporting images of the Jeep. So if you can imagine your guns being on a page like this.
Yeah.
Very nice. Here's the large, so you got the title and then the description and then who's the high bidder, so on and so forth. Okay. Very nice little feature. Now you may not, a video may be overkill for you, but maybe not. Maybe you want to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go back. Let's close this out and go back to your thing here. Okay, so now we have 3 items here that are in the catalog. People, and I will delete all these before we part this afternoon, but people technically are able to come see those right now. So let me open this back up. Okay. Now, when it's time to have the sale at 10 o'clock on March 1st, if you'll need, I assume, some sort of laptop with a camera facing your auctioneer, or maybe you want to have one of those little webcams that's kind of free moving and you can point it at your auction crowd. However you want to do it, make sure that's working first. Okay. And I'm going to show you, this is a recent YouTube video I made for this guy in, I can't remember what town he's in, but this was his first simulcast he did with us. So I recorded it. When you go live, your screen will pop up like this and they will be able to watch you, run the sale. And now my YouTube channel is going to run slow. There it goes. So here he is, and here's his first item he's getting ready to sell. The bidding has been open on these items, and I don't know what time it is. He's got 11 minutes before the start of the sale. Online, live, and simulcast. And so he's just getting ready to run. So when it's time for you to do this, you're going to come over here to this button. Now, you've done a couple sales with me. You're usually using the general clerking grid, but now we're going to do a catalog. Because we pre-clerked the catalog, we're using this button. Now, are you the clerk, Julie, or the cashier?
It just depends. I'll probably be the cashier for this one, but actually, no, I'll be the clerk for this one. Yeah, I'll be the clerk.
This takes a little getting used to, okay? So you can see our catalog is here. Here's our catalog, and this will be listed, your complete catalog will be here. This is actually a chat that will be coming soon. People will be able to ask questions, what's the miles on that car, or is this gun in good shape, whatever it is, and you will be able to see that on your end. But when it's time to go live, so let's say it's 9:59, we're getting ready to sell the sale. The first thing you're going to do is come over here to launch the stream control. This is very simple. Once your camera is connected, you click that button, and you are going to, so I'm going live. Hi. So here I am, and then once you have this running, you simply click this green button, and it will start the broadcast to the public. So your logo here becomes a little screen for people to watch and listen to the auctioneer as they are bidding on the item down here. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So let's see. Let me get back to that. point that out. So when you stop, again, just stop it. Now I haven't started the broadcast. Let's do it. It's not going to hurt anything. So we should be live at this point up front.
So I can start the public broadcast and then I don't have to stay on that screen.
That's correct. So as a matter of fact, once you start, sometimes your auctioneer has his own laptop because maybe he's looking at, see how we have these reserves here?
Yeah.
So maybe he's looking at the auctioneer monitor. So on his laptop, he would be looking at this, and I'll show you what that looks like in a second. He would launch the stream. So if the camera's on him, and then he would move that tab to the side and simply open up his auctioneer monitor. Okay. So you, however, when the first item is ready to sell, it's not really that much different than, well, it's a little different, but it's not that much harder. So let's say it's time to start the sale. You come over here and you're going to click this blue button that says Make Active. That is going to basically do a lot of things. It's going to start telling people that this is the item that's selling. All right. It is also going to pop up this large window for you. Now, your bid increments are here. And we should go over that to make sure it has everything you want. I don't see a $2.50. We might want to add that. 5, 10. You might want a $20 increment. Maybe not. 25, 50, 100, 250. Yeah, the rest of it's pretty good. I would just add maybe a $2.50 one, which we can do here in a second. But so there's no bids. If, in fact, I will go out here and I am logged in as Travis, I'm going to get myself a bid number and see it wants card details. Yeah, it wants me to register as a bidder. I'm not going to put my card information in there for now, but theoretically, once I put in my card number, this would turn red and it would allow me to bid.
Okay.
So we need to get that set up for you, Julie. All right, so now this is live. When the floor bid comes in, you simply click this button. 0 asking for 1. Now we have a floor bid at $1. All you really have to do is click this button and follow along the auctioneer's increments. Okay? It will automatically jump as the increments hit the threshold to change. All I'm doing is clicking this button. But let's say somebody comes in and you've got $150 bid online, and this is a $2,000 Chippendale chest. And you get a floor bid that says 500. You simply type in your 500, click the button. It will automatically add that. It will change automatically to the correct increment, and then you can go right back to the clicks at $50 a piece.
Does it light up and change from my view, from the auctioneer's view? Will I be able to distinguish which one, if I'm a floor bid or if I'm a internet bid?
Yes. So the way that works is, so this is our auctioneer monitor, and you will see now that earlier this was in red before we met reserve, but then it turns green for you, and then every time, sorry, I clicked on the wrong one there. Let's go back to that. So every time she clicks, I'm sorry, it's jumping. Let me bounce this over and show you this. So every time she clicks, see it's yellow on the background. You're getting an indication that a new bid has come in. Yellow means floor bid. If it is a bid from the online crowd, it is green. Okay, so this one here on the right is what you see as the auctioneer. And then if it is a online bidder, it will say their bid number and their name here. So this is just for you.
So I have a little bit, but I'll just have to get used to that. I'm colorblind, so I struggle with seeing.
Okay.
Like, we'll figure that part out.
Well, any flash, and is your clerk sitting next to you during the sale?
They are.
Okay, so she's seeing this as well.
I just like a big eye kit like that. That stands out pretty good to me, so I can see when it goes from
The,
white to what color that was. I
okay,
don't know.
it's yellow, and then the other one is green, which I cannot reproduce right now because I'm not an online bidder at the moment. But
Okay.
but yes, you'll get a little bit of an indication, and you'll see the
Now,
numbers change.
now, can I see the chat that, like if somebody has a question on this lot one that we're selling, will I be able to see that chat on my auctioneer screen as well?
That is a feature that we're building right now because the chat is actually very new. We haven't. Let's see. Let's close some of this out. We have just started adding that right now. But yes, this chat right here. So, like, you can. The chat will look like this. It'll tell you who it came from, or maybe it's anonymous if they have not um, shown their name, and that is up to them. They can be anonymous in the chat, but it will show up here, and then your clerk can say, "Hey, someone's asking a question about XYZ." The future, this chat will be on the monitor for the auctioneer. It's just not there yet. It might be there by March, because this is so new for us that this was just added like 2 weeks ago.
I just know on guns, it's really nice to be able to, while I'm selling, in my chant, I can answer them questions
Sure.
and just keep on going.
I get it. And then when somebody comes in here, let's say they're number 88 and their name is here, but they've been outbid by the floor, you can then look down and say, hey,
88, you want back in?
yeah,
You're out.
yeah. Internet, you're out. 88, you're out. You want back in? I'm going to drop the hammer. Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So these buttons are just quick. So if you were just chugging right along and you got up real quick to 3,600, she can jump from here. She can jump here, and she can actually change it. So let's say you're at 36 asking 37, and you're like, all right, who give me 36 and a quarter? I'll work with you. Who give me 36 and a quarter? Then the clerk simply clicks this button, and it adjusts this on the front and the back. Okay? All right. So Julie, you will have to get used to this a little bit, but after the first few, it gets really easy. Okay? Now, let's say a floor bid came in right at the time your onliner put a bid in, and they both think they're in. Then at that point, you can use this yellow button. The system doesn't know you have a floor bidder, both at $3,600. You have to tell it. So what will happen is when you click this, it puts a line through that 88 on the online, and it will automatically give the priority to your floor. And then you say, all right, 88, I gave, my floor bidder's in. You got to bid again. Okay? But that's what this yellow button does. Then when you get close, you're like, all right, going. You can give a fair warning to the people at home, which is verbal. I don't know if you heard that or not. But when you click this, it says fair warning. It puts it in the chat for all the people at home that you're going to close the bidding. So when it's time to drop the hammer, Julie, you'll close it. What this button does is it doesn't allow anybody online to snipe the bid after he's already said sold. So you close it. You say, all right, floor bidder 88, and you finalize it. As soon as you finalize it, as long as it has met reserve, the next one will pop up, and then at that point, it is now, nobody is 88 checked in, but it would then be on their invoice at that point.
Okay, so it just automatically uploads straight to them as soon as I type their number in and hit finalize.
Yes.
What's the reopen tab there?
Okay, so we had to build this. So let's say you hit close, and now there is an argument about which floor bidder was in. And you need to go back and reopen it, and maybe you're online or whatever. And we just, for whatever reason, we want to make it so that you could reopen this. So you would click reopen, and then you could continue on. Okay, so This button right here allows you to put a clamp on any online bidders. If you want to unlock that clamp, that's what that button does. Okay, so if you think about
back to the online bidders, okay.
yeah, so if you think about the flow of things, once the item goes live, like it is right here, you are really going to be just clicking this button. Maybe if you jump up, you know, this is a whatever AK-47, it should bring $250. I'm going to jump up to there, but it automatically knows to go to this increment level. So after you click that, you should be able to just follow the auctioneer. 350 now, 75, 75 now, 4, and go on. And then close it, enter, finalize. So you got a little routine here. Fair warning if you want to. That's not required, but you give a little fair warning. That's just a nice bonus for the people at home to know you're about to drop the hammer. And the yellow button just in case there is an override that's needed. So there's your workflow, Julie, on getting that done. You don't really have to do anything over here. Once you start the sale with this Make Active button, 99% of your clicks will be over here. Okay?
Oh, I see an undo button.
Oh, all right, this happens. So let's say your auctioneer is 400, 425, 450, whatever. Oh, let's see, I've closed it. Let's reopen the item. 425, 450, and you're just trying to catch up, and you're like, okay, you know, he's going by $50 increments, and boom, and you click one too many times.
Yeah.
Undo it.
Okay.
All right, and it will follow you down. So maybe you clicked a couple too many. It's just backing up.
Okay, perfect.
All right. Now here is a bunch of stuff. If you get to an item and it's going to not meet reserve, you can simply hit the N for no sale and it'll go to the next item. This U is the same as this button. C is, I mean, some people like the keyboards instead of the clicks, so that's what all these do.
So if we do have a reserve and it's not met, then I have to hit the N or just hit close?
You could hit close with a 0 here and a finalize.
Okay, that's okay.
Or the N. You know, myself, I like the click to follow along here.
Yes.
I kind of have to look down at the keyboard to find the N. So that is, I prefer that, but I've had people that requested this, so I built it for them.
Okay.
All right. So now we're on the second item. Let's go ahead and close the item, put in, a bidder, and I don't have these people registered. That's why it's showing up in a highlighted red. Finalize it. The next one will pop up. All this is happening for the auctioneer dashboard as well, which is over here. So now he sees a reserve not met of 250, and we don't have any bids yet. And so let's just jump. Let's say we're going to jump to $500. Oof. Floor bid, and it follows along. Okay, but now I'm going to do something real quick, and I'm going to do it while you're on here just because I want to kind of train you. I'm going to go in and add to my company, rates and settings, under items, I want there to be a $2.50 increment. So I'm going to say up to $5 a dollar, up to $20, I want a $2.50 option. Okay, it's as easy as that to change this. You could go through and delete it. I will tell you this is pretty standard in the industry, but you could change it if you want to.
Okay, so, but I can choose as necessary, like it's not going to just automatically keep the increments. I can choose.
Yes.
He'll probably start out at like, $500, and then I would assume go up in $100 increments from there, and I can choose that.
Yes. So if you can go through this list with Travis and just say, all right, up to 5 to 20 can 250, because you can override this, but this is what people online are going to be following along. And the idea is to get as close to what Travis likes to bid call so that all you have to do is click, click, click right here. And it follows along. So when he's normally 950, 1,000, at 1,000, if he wants to jump to 100, you can easily just, okay, we're now at 100. Okay, here's something that happens. I went from 950 to 1050. Now that's hard to chant, right? So I want to undo that, and I want to basically go up in 100s. So that's another reason for the undo button. I got kind of off his increment there for a second, but now that I'm back to hundreds, I'm fine. And I'm not sure at what level it goes to 250, but it's up there a ways. Maybe it's 5,000. Place that bid. No. So you can override it, but you got to kind of be a little bit careful, because once you get to a kind of a regular increment, change it there. If you get out of order, just undo it and go back. There's a little bit of a training there.
They're all going to be a little different, obviously, but for a gun, $1,000 gun, you're going to start out with $100 increments, and then you're going to drop to maybe 50, and then I'm going to drop to 25, and that's it.
Correct. And so she once she hears you drop that increment, she needs to click the increment that you went to, so the people on the front end can see that as well.
Okay.
Because you got to give them something to click, and that's another reason for the yellow button. Because if you give it to the floor, they need to click this. Otherwise, the system thinks that online bidder is still in, and it won't let them bid against themselves. Okay. All right. Any more questions about that?
I don't think so.
It will be a little bit of a learning curve for you, but just get in here and kind of familiarize yourself with it. Play around with it. It can't hurt anything. All right, so let's go back to the auction dashboard. I'm going to clean up some of my workspace here. I want to, let's see, on the settings, you can still upload pictures. So let's say you have all your catalog pictures in, but you still want to take like groupings of guns, or just to give people some interest. You can still upload pictures separately that aren't tied to the catalog, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's this one. And then once you have your catalog built, you can come back here, and if you need to delete anything, you can delete it. Now I'm going to delete everything here so that so the public is not looking at it anymore. Okay. Mm-hmm. So that's gone. Okay. So if you have your items ready to start and you're ready to go, the next step would be just to open up the catalog and start putting things in. Some people use those pictures. They'll take a bunch of pictures of the guns, put them out there for people to see online and on the images. And then once your catalog is built, there'll be another tab here that shows just the catalog items, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
So, I can go ahead and just upload all the pictures for people to be looking at, and then as I catalog, I can...
Yeah, so maybe it takes you a day or so to get the catalog built, but all the people can look at images, and it can start building interest in the sale while you're doing that.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. All right, let's see. What other questions can I tell you? Okay, anything else, really?
I don't think, not right now. Nothing I can think of right now.
What about
okay.
if we want to, what's it called? Like I've seen some, and we're still new to this. Everything we'd always done on Simulcast online before was through HiBid.
Yeah.
Is there any way to run two platforms at the same time if we ever get to that point?
If you really think that's necessary, you would need two clerks. We do not integrate. Obviously, that's the competition. So.
Sure, no, I understand.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out just a question.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be asked that question because everybody is going to say, "Well, we've already got an account set up through HiBid," and I'm going to have to try to explain it to them. So just clarifying for myself.
What do you pay through HiBid?
Oh, I don't have a clue, man. That's you're talking to the wrong person.
Yeah. So I know that our fees are a lot cheaper than HiBid. But maybe that's the reason. And I know that their customer support is lacking recently. I've been getting a lot of customers from Flex and HiBid because they've got some problems right now. So I really appreciate you giving us a try. I think people like our platform. Change is hard for people. I know you're going to get those comments where, oh, I really liked HiBid. Why are you switching or whatever it is? So for whatever reason, but I think once people use it, they do like Auctionsoft. But
well, no, I'm not saying anything negative at all. I like what's going on here. It was just a question that I'm going to be asking. I wanted to be able to answer it.
Yeah. Yeah, the short version is no. You would need, if you wanted to run both, you'd need 2 clerks. Yeah. And really with that, you'd need one of those. Yeah, so theoretically, if you had 2 platforms with early online bidding, I guess it would still work. The clerks would just have to talk to each other. You'd have to verify that both clerks were out online before you sold to the floor and so on and so forth.
Yep, I got you.
Yeah. Okay, so guys, if you want to work on Stripe, Julie, or if you want to start playing with the catalog, feel free and just reach out to me if you need any help at all. That's why I'm here.
I did have one more question. Thank you for that.
Sure. Yeah.
But whenever we do have everything ready, I guess we just kind of share our Auctionsoft link so that people can bid online. How's that work?
Okay, so we have the text promo feature.
Yes.
You have 3,429 people in your customer list. If you're going to put this on Facebook, what you would do is you would come here and find your auction. Now come down here. Where are we at now? Oh, now we're over here. Okay. You need this link in your Facebook and it will bring them back here to this sale. But when it's time to do this, when you get everything done and you think, all right, I'm ready, I will give you a free promo for this sale, which for that would be, let's see, every customer, that's $152.
Okay.
So I will send out a free promo for you once you get that done. Now, the reason this number is different than this is you've got a bunch of people that have opted out of your text messages at some point in the past. The way they could opt back in if they wanted to, maybe post this at your cashier's window. All they have to do is text the word start to our phone number that we use for our blast, because we always use the same phone number. So if they text the word start to that, it will opt them back in.
Okay.
All right. But I can send out 2,500 for you on me, and that will generate all kinds of interest, especially in guns. Guns just sell fantastic.
Right.
Yeah. Now, if you were going to go from a catalog with guns to maybe uncatalogued items with ammunition, then you would just have your clerk open up the different ring and just start selling on that tab.
Okay.
And that is what we will do once these are done. I'm glad you said that, because once the guns are finished, we will have ammunition and just loose stuff that's not cataloged.
Yeah.
It won't even be live. It won't even be available online.
Online, yeah. So that happens a lot. So people want to break those down, and how do I? Well, you just have to open a different tab. Yeah. Okay, so anything I missed, guys? Any questions lingering?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, have at it. Dive into Stripe. Let me know if you hit any roadblocks there.
Okay.
But the banking information that you have for your company, when you go to put it in, just try to make sure it matches exactly every comma, every capitalization, because they do their government required checks to do any payouts for you. So. Okay. All right. With that, guys, I'm going to let you go. And again, I'm here if you need me. Now, I'm doing the Michigan Auctioneers Convention tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. So I'll be sitting there in front of a table waiting for people to come talk to me. So call me at your leisure, okay?
All right.
Thank you.
Have a great night, guys.
You too.
Bye bye.